Hey guys, Dr. Ashley Poklar here. I am putting together a video for some kids that I work with, and I figured that everybody could use it, not just these kiddos. And it is a video of a bunch of different grounding activities or calming activities. It can be used anytime that your feelings get to be too big, that you're worried about something coming up, or you're having a hard time staying in the moment right now, again, because you're worried or because you're angry or you're sad. So, anytime you have big feelings or lots of energy in your body, these are some things that you can do to help calm your body down and remember that you're right here, right now, and those scary things or stressful things aren't happening right this moment. A lot of them involve standing up, so I'm going to stand up and start off with a couple of them. So come on and stand up with me if you're not already. All right, so we're going to start with shaking it out. So that's just what it says. Just shake it out, shake it out. You can be silly with it, spin around, shake your head, shake your arms, shake your body, one leg, two legs, shake the whole thing. Go ahead and just shake it out. There you go. All right, if you really like that, you can pause and just keep shaking for a little bit. All right, so step one, shake it out. I already feel a little bit more silly and fun. How about you? All right, the next one is another whole body thing. And the reason we do so many whole body things for grounding is because if we're using our whole body, it's using a lot of our brain, and it helps our brain stay right here in this moment instead of in those scary things. All right, so these are nice big deep breaths. And when we do big deep breaths, we want our belly to come out when we breathe in and to go in when we breathe out. So let's do a couple of those. Put your hands on your belly. Big breath in. Big breath out. Big breath in. Big breath out. All right, now let's use our whole body. We're going to squat down for our big breath in and then stand up for our big breath out. We're going to go, oh, hold on, I think I did that wrong. We're going to breathe in, going up, and out, going down. In, out, in, stand on your tiptoes, out. One more, in, stand on your tiptoes, reach up high, out. Good job. All right, the next thing is called the Superman pose. And what this does is it does. It tricks your brain into thinking that you are very confident and very ready. So if you're worried about something, you have to talk to somebody that you don't want to talk to, you have a presentation coming up, or you're just not feeling very sure of yourself, this is a really good thing. So what you're going to do is legs apart, about hip width apart, hands on your shoulder or on your hips. It could be like this or like this. Roll your shoulders back, lift your head up, and stand like Superman. So you can see, standing like Superman. And if you do that for just 30 seconds or a minute, just stand there, head up. You've got this. You can take on the world because you're Superman or Superwoman. When you let it go, your body and your brain maintains that belief that you can handle the things that are coming at you because you're facing it straight on. All right, I think I can sit down for a little bit. The next one is a really common grounding activity. It's called the 5-4-3-2-1. And what it does is it uses all of our senses. So I want you to sit down, get comfortable, and we're going to start with 5. Name 5 things that you can see. 5 things that you can see. Go ahead. You can name them out loud right now. 5 things that you can see. All right. What are 4 things that you can touch? And if you want to challenge yourself, don't just tell me what they are, but tell me about them. So for example, my pillow over there I can touch and it's nice and soft. My wall is hard and smooth. So 4 things that you can touch. Three things that you can hear. You might have to close your eyes and listen closely. What are 3 things that you can hear? Two things that you can smell. Again, you might have to close your eyes or kind of look around the room to find things. Like, for example, I can smell the cleaning supplies in my office, but that's kind of overwhelming. But if I were to walk over to my desk or my bookshelf, I can smell the tea bags that I have for drinking tea. So 2 things you can smell. And finally, 1 thing you can taste. When you take this time thinking about your senses, it keeps you here in this moment, and it's hard to feel worry or stress or sadness about things that are happening in the past or in the future when you're right here in this moment thinking about what all of your senses can do and access right here, right now. And that's why this is a grounding approach, because it keeps us here in this moment. So again, 5 things that you can see, 4 things that you can touch, 3 things that you can hear, 2 things that you can smell, and 1 thing that you can taste. All right. Now on to another one. This one is called 3 things that mean safe. So right here, right now, in this moment, what are 3 things that make you know or make you feel that you are safe right now? You can call them out loud, write them down, but what are 3 things right now that mean safe? It could be a lock on the door. It could be somebody that you're with. It could be your dog. It could be you're feeling really comfortable and cozy in your sweatshirt and that makes you feel safe. 3 things that mean safe to you right this moment. All right. The next one's kind of fun. Again, it uses your brain. It makes you think. And when you're thinking, it's hard to be thinking about all your feelings and all of the things that you're worried about. And this one is called Alphabet Animals. So you can play it by yourself, or you can play it with a mom or a dad or your siblings or your friends, and it's called Alphabet Animals. And what you do is you start with A, and you name an animal that starts with A. And then the next person says an animal that starts with B. And then the next one does an animal that starts with C. And you see how far in the alphabet you can go getting animal names using the alphabet. You want to give it a try? You can pause the video and do alphabet animals right now. I'll start. I will say A for anteater. Now you go. All right, how was that? I'm hoping it was a little bit fun and silly for you. All right, the next one is breathing to music. So we'll see if I can make this work. All right, so we talked about breathing. Anytime we do a breathing activity, we want to do those nice deep breaths where you breathe in through your nose and your belly comes out, and you breathe out through your mouth and your belly goes in. So there you go, another one. Perfect. Now, I'm going to see if I can get the music to play without losing my... All right, ready? Let's breathe to that music. Now you can breathe to whatever part of the beat you want. It works best if you close your eyes and follow along and just get lost in that sound. And it doesn't have to be a calming song. It doesn't have to be a song without words. You can do it to any of your favorite songs. All right, let me pause the music and you can come on back to me if you're lost in that music. All right. So that's just breathing to music, breathing to the sounds. You could do that even outside or at the beach where you breathe to the waves. But it really, again, it's using your senses. It's using that sense of sound and getting lost in the sense of sound. And if all of your attention is focused on the sound, it cannot be focused on the things that are worrying you or making you sad or that you're angry about. It's impossible to be fully engaged in music and thinking about these things. And again, that's the point of these. They don't make the hard things go away, but they help you take a moment away from them. All right, next up is sound mapping. So this is another one where we're really getting into our sense of sound. So what I want you to do is to close your eyes and just breathe a little bit as you close your eyes. All right, pay attention to the sounds around you. What sound is farthest away? Pay attention to that sound, the one that's farthest away. All right. Now, what sound is closest? Focus all your attention on the sound that is closest. What sound is loudest? Focus on that. Put all your attention on the sound that is loudest. Right. And what sound is most annoying and hardest to take your attention away from? Now put all your attention on that sound. Your attention back to center and try to count how many different sounds you hear. All right, bring your attention back, and when you're ready, open your eyes. How was that? How many sounds did you hear? I heard way more than I thought I had in my office. All right. Next up is similar to the Superman. We don't have to stand for this one, but it's just a shoulder reset. A lot of times when we're feeling stressed or anxious or worried or angry, we hold a lot of that tension and those emotions here in our shoulders. And so one of the things that can help is just taking a moment to reset our shoulders. So we're just going to do big shoulder rolls. And if you want and you have space, you can do big arm rolls going backwards. And you can make them going forwards. And you can do big shoulder shrugs all the way up to your ears, all the way down, as far down as they'll go. Forward and backwards. Up and down. And when you get them all nice and loose at the very end, what you're going to do is roll them back and let them fall into a comfortable space. And take a minute and think about it. Did they land in the same place they were before we did all of that? Or are you finding them a little bit higher and more strong? So oftentimes when we're under stress, we kind of fold in on ourselves and we kind of hide ourselves. And so in those places where you have to present or you have to talk to somebody or you have to do something that you really don't want to do, but you still have to, doing a reset has that same feeling as doing the Superman pose. I mean, you can see the difference of me here versus me here. Much more confident, much more ready. Not just looking it, but feeling it too. All right, another reset. This one is a whole posture reset. What we're going to do is stand up again, and we're going to bend down and let our whole upper body just kind of float for a minute. So back over here, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bend down and let it float, and when I come up, I'm going to come up nice and slow and let my backbone stack on itself, one vertebrae at a time, all the way up to my head. All right, so here we go. Let it hang. You can let your hands hang, move them around a little bit, let your head hang, and then slowly stack yourself up. Let your arms hang, your head hang. Slow, 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 all the way up. How did that feel for you? You can see I'm standing much taller and stronger than I had been before I went over there. Now, it doesn't stay forever, but it definitely feels better. So I like to do it 2 or 3 times instead of just the one. So if you want to pause it and do it a couple of times and really feel the hanging, feel the looseness that you get from just letting your arms go, do it. This is your time. All right, just a couple more to go. One of them I don't have here with me to do it, but I'd like to talk to you about it. If you have a pet, a dog, a cat, something that enjoys being cuddled or snuggled, you can co-regulate with a pet. So you can manage your emotions with a pet. That's why we have service animals, emotional support animals. They're really helpful for that. So if you have an animal that likes to snuggle, or if you're an older sibling and younger siblings like to snuggle up with you, or you're a parent and a child that like to hug or snuggle or watch a movie together, you can do that as well. But if you have a pet, put them on your lap or have them lay next to you. And what you do is you try to breathe with the pet. Animals tend to have nice, if they're not stressed, tend to have nice, long, slow breaths. So they breathe like that. So you put your hand on your dog or your cat's belly or back, and you breathe with them for as long as you want to. And that can be really helpful when you're feeling really stressed, because just the act of petting an animal is calming. So if you're petting them and you're getting the co-regulation of the breathing, that can be really helpful. All right, another breathing one is hand breathing. I like this one because you can do it out like this, but you can also have your hand on your lap and people won't even notice that you're doing this activity. The way it works is you'll breathe in as you go up the finger, hold it for a second, and breathe out as you go down the finger. So you can go back the other way if you want. It's a little different than just normal breathing. The act of moving your hand helps you stay more grounded. Again, the more parts of our brain that we're using, the more senses we're using, the more that we can be here in this moment. So not only are we breathing, but we're keeping that kinetic energy of touching our fingers. And again, you can do it down here and nobody will even notice that I'm doing it on my hand right now. So I can do it under a desk, under a table, but still be sitting in the moment when I need to be. And another one, last one. I use this one personally when I'm feeling stressed or overwhelmed and need to manage my emotional reaction. And that's just tapping on my fingers. It helps me stay here in the moment. You can just tap. Sometimes I'll tap songs. It was recently Christmas time, so I would tap Jingle Bells. But again, it's taking my brain out of being frustrated with what's happening or being scared about what's happening, and instead doing this helps me remember that I'm right here, I'm okay, I am in this moment. And people don't really notice it. You can do it again under the table. I use it in meetings when people are saying things that are frustrating for me, but that speaking up in that moment's not helpful or productive. So tapping helps me stand here in this moment. Sometimes I'll even do it with my fingernail instead, so that there's a more noticeable feeling, more noticeable kinetic energy going on. Also, just squeezing and releasing your fists can be really helpful, because all that frustration and anger and tension comes here and then releases. And you can do it with the breathing. Breathe in and out. In and out. So it helps take all of that frustration or fear or anger and gets it out of your body instead of sitting in your body, causing you to feel restless. So that was about 20 minutes or so of different grounding activities. I'm wondering which ones you liked best. And I'm wondering where you think you might use them. So where are some places that you think, wow, I really liked the Superman, I would use it here. Or, I liked the 3 things that keep me safe, and I would use it here. Let me know in an email or in the comments, and I hope that you found this helpful. All right, bye.